Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Imperium Horizons slash Classics and Legends playthrough. Before I set the game up, I did want to share this. This is no sponsor type of thing or whatever, but I did want to share this. This is a folded space insert for Horizons, or for everything. So if you can see here, it actually comes with these dividers, which is awesome. So you can see that there's dividers in here, and it fits everything, and all the components are in here. So I just wanted to share that the folded space insert, I'm a big fan of folded space just in general. But they have a one for the Imperium games, and all the common decks are back here, and all the civilizations are here, and it fits everything all nice and snug. So I just wanted to share that because this thing is awesome. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to pause the video, and then we're going to set up the game for our playthrough today. Alright, so we're all set up. There is a little bit of a glare there, so I do apologize. But we are going to be playing Imperium Legends Civilizations, and we're actually going to be doing the short variant, which is found in the back of the rulebook, or in the middle of the rulebook. And so kind of the big thing with this is that the first thing that's going to change is we're going to exile the top 15 cards in the main deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these cards are just gone. It says put the top 2 cards of your nation deck into your discard pile, but if you're Atlanteans and Inuits, you wouldn't do that. And we are the Atlanteans, so there's a special rule for that. Then when you would ascend, when you add your ascension card to your discard pile, look through your development and choose one to remove from the game. Skip this if you're Polynesians or Arthurians. And then when scoring is triggered, you play the current round, do Solstice, and then the game is over. You don't do a third round, or an additional round. For the bot, we would remove the bottom card of the Dynasty deck. This is the lowest VP thing, so we've done that. We're using the Mauryans. We're going to place the top card of the Dynasty deck into the bot discard pile, so that's going to go in the discard pile. And then if you're playing against the Arthurians, we'll put a random card in there into the discard pile, but we're not doing that. For the Atlanteans, one of the main changes is we're going to choose one of our land cards here to develop. We're not going to pay the cost, and then choose one of our other cards to remove from the game. So I think we're going to choose Mountain of Atlantis to develop for. And we're going to remove from the game. What do we remove from the game? Let's remove from the game advanced culture. No, I kind of want to keep that. Reduce the development cost by 2 to a minimum of 0. Solstice, single card from your hand. If it was this, game 3. I don't know which one of these I want to remove. I'm going to remove this other one from the game because it just says remove one from the game. So I'm removing this from the game. Alright. Oh, this is also something too, but we'll keep that. Okay, so we're going to develop that for free, so it's going to go there. So that's really it. So what this is supposed to do is cut about 15 minutes off per player. But we are using the trade route, so it's going to kind of take some of that time back, I suppose. So we're using the Atlanteans, so we'll take a look at we're going to use the A side of the card. Passive is when a card would be put into your history, instead of discard it instead of abandoning it. When a card we put in your history, discard it instead and abandon a continuous card. If able, when a card is sunk, you may return a card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. And then at the end of the game, this is one victory point per sunk, uncivilized card, fame card, tributary card, and trade route card. Let's draw our hand of 5 also. We're going to be going against the Mauryans, so we're going to have their thing here. We've got the trade routes module in play. So let's get this going here, and we'll set up that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to get going with our turn. We've got our actions and our exhaust tokens up here. We've got our beginning resources, so let's get started here. So, let's see. Sink this card and play and okay, so we may want to start grabbing some of these if we can. Okay. So let's spend 2 right now. We're going to play Hesperides. I think that's how you say that. Gain a material, exile a card from the market. You may garrison a card. So we're going to play that out. We're going to gain a material. We're going to exile a card from the market. I think we'll get rid of that. We're going to play Thule. Similar thing, exile card from the market. We're going to get a population. Get rid of that too. And now for our last action, do we want to flood? And we start with as an empire, like we're never not an empire. So let's flood. This says sink this card and a sink this card in a land in play to acquire an uncivilized, civilized, a land, or a tributary. So we're going to sink this and this. And then we're going to take this card here, which is going to be Cataphrate. Each other player abandons a land. You may acquire a land or tributary. You may garrison this card in a land to activate its ability again. And then do we want to do any trading? Let's exhaust and we'll trade this for a trade good. Okay, I did bump the thing by mistake. Okay, so we've done that. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm actually going to discard. How many cards are on our deck? 6. We'll discard all that. I'm going to keep this, and then we're going to draw up to our 5. Let's add our token out. I want to get this, so I'll maybe put that there to kind of maybe if the bot would try to take it, we can sway them. We can sway them away from the one that we want. Okay, and oops, I drew too many cards. Okay, all right. So it's our art to go is done. Let's roll the dice for the bot. 2. All right. So we've got our we've got the barbarian side here. So if we get an unrest, we would put it back in the pile. If we get a trade route, would play it and trigger it. Advance will spend they will spend a progress to acquire uncivilized card if unable to acquire a civilized card if unable to acquire uncivilized card. Prosperity, discard subcard of the bot deck. Gain a progress for each land the bot has in play. We can draw a card. If they play one of those like sword icons, breakthrough for a land and place it in the bot discard pile. Pay 1 progress to acquire a tributary, and we have to recall a land. Play the land. They get a land. Exile a card from the market. Discard top card of the bot deck. Gain a progress. They play a continuous card or ongoing card. Gain a progress. Discard top card of the bot deck. Put this in history. If they play a civilized or a empire card, gain a progress, and then finally other acquire a uncivilized card. Discard top card of the dynasty deck. Put a land the bot has discard on top of the in the bot discard on top of the bot deck and put this card into your history. So we'll kind of go through those as time goes on. So let's go ahead and flip. We've got a land, so they're going to play this land. They'll exile a card from the market, so they're going to exile this, and they'll discard the top card of the bot deck, and they're going to gain a progress. Unrest, we'll go back to the stack. Prosperity. Discard top card of the bot deck. They'll gain a progress. We'll draw a card, which we'll get that unrest that we just saw by mistake earlier. And then they had an advance. They're going to spend this to acquire this. All right, so they've done that. They're going to do their trade effect. So they would acquire. So they would they'll acquire a trade route of Fable. They can. They're going to pay 5 for with 5 material or 5 trade goods. They can't. They would resolve profits. They can't. So they're going to trade. So when they trade, there's no trade routes available. So they are going to spend a progress to get a good. And we're going to place the progress on there. And we're going to move this down. Okay. Solstice abilities, but we have none, so let's go ahead and do our turn. Let's see what we have here. Let's go ahead and play this for our first action. So each of the player abandons that, and then we can acquire we're going to acquire a land. And then we can garrison this under a card to activate its effect. I'm not going to do that. We'll just send it to the discard pile. We'll go ahead and play this and get a population. We'll exile a card from the market. We'll get rid of that. There's two of our actions. Let's see, what else do we have? We have prosperity. That would be maybe good, but we can also get rid of some of these maybe. We are going to trade again. We're going to spend our progress here to get a trade good. We have one more action. I think we'll use our last action to put one of these, get rid of one of these unrest by discarding 2 cards, and we'll discard flood and the other unrest. So those are gone. I'm going to keep these 2. We're going to unflip these. We'll unexhaust this. We'll put this out. I kind of want Metropolis. Let's draw up. So we're going to draw. Then we can develop. And when we develop, what do we want? Do we have that? We don't have the means for that. Or that. Let's get this development. It's going to cost us 4 material. Development is going to be choose to develop or acquire a civilized card. So it's going to go there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. 6. Unrest. Unrest. Export, so this is going to be a sort of breakthrough for this. The bot would discard this to acquire a tributary. They don't have, and then we recall one, so we'll recall this. Advance, they're going to spend this to acquire that. That's what I wanted. That is the card that I wanted. And then prosperity, they would do that, and we're going to do that. And they're not going to place anything out. And then they're going to trade this for that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Argo, no solstice abilities to resolve. Let's see, what do we want to do here? We'll play Elysian Field. We can exile a card from the market. Then got those bags there, which we can get. We can use prosperity for, which I think we're probably going to do. We'll play this back. We'll gain this. We're going to exile a card from the market. And then finally, we'll play prosperity. We'll get to draw a card. They'll discard this. And then we'll gain material for every bag icon. So we have 4 bag icons. We're going to get 4 material. And then I'm going to end my go. I'm going to discard my whole hand. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, I'm gonna flip this. So I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna exhaust it to pay these to flip this. And then we have more bag icons, and I'm gonna do that before I play prosperity. So I'll get 2 more of these. Okay, and we'll unexhaust. Let me put my progress out. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get to develop again. So let's develop for, where was it? Vast Wealth. It's going to, so this will cost us 5 material, and we're going to take one of these. It says reduce the cost of develop by 2 material. Solstice, sink a card from your hand. If it was one of those, gain 3 material. Okay. Let's roll. 5. Okay, so let's see what they got. We've got a Metropolis, so this is an ongoing card. They're going to gain a progress. Discard the top card of the bot deck. They can't put this into history. Highlands, they're going to play this. They're going to exile a card from the market. And they're going to they're going to gain a progress. Unrest. Unrest. Finally, they're going to trade for that on that because there's still no there still isn't any trade routes out. Okay, so the question is, do I go ahead and just do it a revolt turn and get rid of all these? No, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend 1 for develop, and instead of developing, I'm actually going to acquire this. So we're going to get amphitheater. This comes to our pile. I'm going to play 1 to play amphitheater. So we can exhaust this to return an unrest from our discard pile to gain a progress, and then it says add a solstice, discard a card. And then, oh, I need to sync something. We'll actually just, so we'll do this. We'll play this unrest by discarding these 2 cards. We'll exhaust this to put this from our discard pile, to return this from our discard pile to gain a progress. And then we're going to end our go. So I'm going to discard that unrest. I'm going to discard flood. Play that there. These get unflipped. Let's draw to our hand. Okay. 2. They have this is going to come into play. So they're going to exile a card. Gain a progress. They're going to break through for this. And then they're going to pay 1 of those to take this. And then we have to recall 1, and we're going to recall this one. Advance. They'll pay 1 of these. Take that, which is what I wanted. And then finally, they're going to play this. They'll get a progress. And they'll clear this. Okay, so now they're going to trade again. They're going to pay this to get this. And it is our go. Oh yeah, let's move this down. We'll give this that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Solstice, we have to discard a card. Why do I have an extra card? Okay. We'll discard a card. Let's exhaust this to return that and get a progress. All right. We'll play. We'll use our first action to get to gain a progress. This is Mountain of Atlantis. We can garrison a card, but I'm not going to garrison anything. We'll spend our next for prosperity, and we will use it to get material. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 material. All players will draw a card. So we'll draw. They'll draw. Let's do Atlantean Fleet. So this says free play to choose a sink a card from your discard pile to steal 1 progress from each other player, or break through for one of those things and sink this card. Sink a card from our discard pile. Choose to sink a card from your discard pile to steal 1, or break through for something and steal. I want to do that. Maybe I don't want to do that. We'll just play this and gain our, we'll gain material and exile a card. Oh, there's a trade route. Hold on. Actually, maybe I want that trade route. Let's do it. We'll free play this. We'll sink this card in a breakthrough for that trade route. So, Philippine Jade trade. The commerce effect is place a card from your deck to acquire. Place a card on top of your deck to acquire a card in slot 1 or 2 of the market, and then at profit breakthrough for that and free play it. We'll hold on to that stuff. Actually, hold on. Let's exhaust this to trade. We'll get a trade good. Okay. We'll unexhaust all this stuff. Let's put our progress out. I want to put it out on there. We're going to draw up, and then we're going to do this again. We're going to spend 2 progress to get Myths and Legends. So it says choose 2 land you have in play, sink 1 and abandon the other to look at the top 2 cards of the Fame deck and take one of those cards. All right. 4. We have a land. They're going to get a progress. Exile a card from the market. Discard the card part of the bot deck. Unrest. Corruption. They're going to break through for this. They're going to pay 1 to take this. And then we're going to recall 1, and I'm going to recall this one. And then same thing, they're going to break through for this. They don't have a tributary to take. And then we're going to recall, I'm going to recall this one. Okay. That gets placed there. They're going to trade this for this. And we're going to move this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have, the only social ability we have is to discard a card. So let's discard that. Okay, so for our card actions, we're going to flip to play Philippine Jade Trade. We're going to do the commerce effect. So it says place a card on top of your deck to acquire a card from there. So we're going to place on top of our deck Prosperity. To acquire one of these 2 cards, we'll acquire this. We are going to play Vast Wealth. So as a passive ability, we can reduce the cost to develop by 2 material, and then social sink a card from your hand. And if it was one of those, if it was a civilized and uncivilized tributary, fame, or trade route card, we get to gain 3 material. Let's exhaust here to trade this for a trade good. Then we'll use our last one for Cataphrate. Each player abandons one of these, so it gets abandoned. We can acquire that. That's going to come in here. We can garrison this to trigger another ability, but we're not going to do that. I think that's all we can do. So we're going to end our go. Place this out. Place that there. One, two, three, four, five. All right. 3. Unrest. Island. We have a tributary, so this will be to acquire this. Discard the top card of the bot deck. Put a land in the bot discard pile on top of the bot deck, and put this into your history. I'm going to play that. So they're going to acquire this because it's a trade route that's available. So they're going to acquire that. That's going to end the go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Solstice ability, we're going to discard a card, and then we're going to exhaust. Oh, we have sink a card from in your hand. We're going to sink Prosperity. Let's exhaust this to return this to the exile pile to draw a card. Or not draw a card, but get a progress. We're going to do Myths and Legends. We are going to abandon this and sink this to look at the top 2 Fame cards. Free play, get 3 material into that, or free play, put 2 cards from your discard pile into your history. Let's get Outstanding. We're going to get Outstanding. Let's see. We'll play the Develop to acquire an uncivilized card, so we're going to take this. This will come into play. So we got Money Lenders, free play, pay 3 material to gain an action. I need to start sinking some of these cards, but I still need to get some stuff. So let's exhaust to trade. We'll do the commerce effect here. Place a card from on top of your deck. So we'll place Flood on top of our deck to acquire a card in spot 1 or 2. Let's acquire this. And then I'm going to discard down. We're going to keep those 2 and discard this. Oh, let's put our progress out too. I'll put that out here. We're going to keep those 2. Let's draw up. We're going to develop again. Remember, we get to develop for 2 less material. So we're going to do Moats and Walls, which is going to cost us only 1 progress and 1 population. Exhaust, free play, and unrest. I don't know if how well we're gonna do with all this, but you know, we'll see. Okay. 2. Unrest. So this is Nile. This is Nile Corridor. We're going to do the commerce effect. So the Nile Corridor for the bot. Resolve the top card of the bot deck. So we're going to put that into play for them. We're going to resolve the top card of the bot deck, which is Prosperity. They will gain a progress, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 progress. That will get discarded and we can draw a card. Then, I'm going to flip this. I'm going to play that, gain a progress. Exile a card from the market. Discard card part of the bot deck, but there isn't a card to discard. And then this is an ongoing card, gain a progress. Discard top card of the bot deck, put this in your history. Okay, so we've done that. The progress will get put here. Let's do the trade stuff this round. So they are going to pay this to flip this over and gain the top card of this, the Fame deck. I'm actually going to swap these out for a 10 for them. All right. So they've done that. Let's move this down. Let's move this down. Let's move this over. And we'll just... All right. So Solstice abilities. We have to discard a card. And we have to put a card from our... We have to sink a card in our hand. So we're going to sink this Urban Development. Because it's a Civilized card, we're going to get 3 material. I'm going to swap out the 5 for 2. Let's exhaust Amphitheater to return this to get a progress. We're going to play Peninsula to draw 2 cards. We're going to exile a card from the market. Let's exile that. We'll play this to make them abandon that. We can acquire a tributary or let's acquire this tributary here. So it's Carthaginians gain 2 material and draw a card. Each other player give each other player a card from your hand or discard pile. Let's we'll play this Unrest. We'll discard these 2 to play this Unrest. No, it doesn't matter. We'll discard this to play that Unrest. We'll exhaust this to trade for that. No, that's, well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to end our go. Let's resolve these. We're going to flip those over. We're going to place this out on here. I'm going to discard. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to discard these 2. We're going to draw up. Okay. 3. Unrest. Independent. So we have a Fame card here, which this in this case is going to be other. They're going to acquire this. Discard top card of the bot deck. Put this from their discard pile here and put this into history. We have an ongoing card. Gain a progress. Discard the top card of the bot deck. Put this into your history. Prosperity, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're going to get 5 of this. We draw a card. They discard a card. And that's gone. Okay, so they are going to trade. So they're going to trade, and they're going to trade with, so they're going to, says when the bot trades, this has been a little bit, it ignores any things that already have 3 on them. If there are multiples, they have priority. It selects the one that has the most, so it's going to select this. If it selects yours, place one trade good here and give the bot gains a trade good. And does its effect. So it's going to do the Philippine Jade trade effect, which is going to be acquiring a card in slot 1 or 2. So it's going to acquire this card because they're both worth the same. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we're going to have to discard a card for this ability. So let's discard this. We're going to have to sink a card in our hand. So we're going to sink this. Because it's a tributary, we're going to gain 3 material. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play Mountains of Atlantis. We're going to get a progress. We are then going to play Myths and Legends to abandon, or we're going to sink that and abandon that to look at the top 2 cards of the Fame deck. We're going to take Eminent. It's a free play, so we'll get to draw 2. Then let's exhaust to trade here. We're going to take the card, this card here. And then we're going to spend our last action to do the profit ability to move those off. We're going to break through for this and play it for free. So then that triggers the end of the game. We're going to exile a card from the market. So we're going to get rid of this. And then we could garrison a card, but we're not going to do that. So let's see. I've got too many unrest still. But the end of the game is triggered, so we're going to finish the round, and then we're going to do Solstice, and then that's it. Oh, let's exhaust here to return this to get a progress. Kind of mitigate some of the point loss that we're going to have here. And then let's end our go. We are going to keep this unrest in our hand. We're going to discard everything else. This will get placed out on there. So this get taken off. We're going to keep that. We're going to draw up. And then now we get to develop again. And we're going to develop Palace of Poseidon. So it's going to be 1 progress, 1 material, and 2 population because we get the discount. Can only be played if Mountain of Atlantis is in play. Free play, passive. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to end up playing it. So. Oh, and this is gone. Yeah, this is gone. All right, let's roll. 3. Let's see, what do we have here? So this is an other. They're going to acquire that card. They're going to discard top card of the bot deck and put this back here. This gets removed from... Wait a minute. Yeah, this is going to get put in their history. Unrest. Corruption. They're going to break through for this. So I'm going to swap these out too for another 10. They're going to break through for that. They would pay 1 to get that, and then we're going to recall 1, so we're going to recall this. And the same thing, they would break through, but they can't. So because they can't break through for something, because they can't break through because it's unavailable, they get 2 progress instead. And then we would recall something, but we can't. So that's done with. They would put that there. They would trade. So now they would trade for this. So when they choose their own, because this is the Nile corridor, right? They're going to resolve the top card of this deck, which is going to be playing it, exiling a card from the market, and getting a progress. Okay, and that's it. And then we're going to, this would come out here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're gonna resolve a solstice effect. So we're gonna discard this card. And then we have to send something. We're gonna send this card. We're gonna sink that card, and we're gonna get 3 population for that, or material for that. Okay, so that is it. That is the fast game, which obviously was a lot faster. So let's go ahead and we're gonna do the points here. So we're Atlanteans. We're against the Mauryans. We're using that. Okay, so let's go here. So for our stuff, we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 1. We have 4, and we have 4. The bot has 1, because this is on the card, and then they have 10, 20, 25. Okay. So we're on that side of stuff. We have cards in play. We're going to have Amphitheater, and we're going to have Vast Wealth. We have no garrison cards. We have flooded cards. We have a Flood, Thule, Atlantean Fleet, Prosperity, Elysian Fields, Urban Development, Carthaginians, it's struggle, Peninsula, and Outstanding. Cards in our hand or deck. We do have Eminent, which will be a decent amount of points. We also have 2 Unrest cards. We have a Plane. Let's see, let's organize these. Oops. Mountains of Atlantis. That. Archipelago. Rainforest. Trade routes. We have Philippine Jade Trade. Philippine Jade Trade. We have Develop. We have Moats and Walls. We have Myths and Legends. We have Flood. We have Palace of Poseidon. We have another Flood. Oh, I didn't get no kind of points this game. All right. I didn't get no kind of points. So, we got 39 points. They already have 26, so I think we're going to lose this game. By kind of a lot. Okay, so their deck here, so let's remove all these. This is their history, this is their deck. Okay, so let's go through. They have exports, they have corruption. Well, they have a lot of unrest though, so maybe we'll get lucky. I doubt it. Okay, so they have exports. They have corruption. They have Metropolis. For fame cards, they've got Independent. For tributary cards, they have Lakes, Fortified Regions, Island, Gandhara, Meghada, I think it's just some Highlands, Peak, Indus Valley, okay. Trade routes, they have the Nile Corridor. Tributaries, they have the Celts and the Etruscans and the Scythians. Uncivilized Oracle. Monument. Yeah, we lost. They do have 4 unrest, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, for the other cards, they're just cards that don't give them any points, but we'll put them in there anyway. So advance, prosperity, that, and that. Okay, so they won 54-39, which actually was really small point-wise. The whole thing was fairly small point-wise, and it actually wasn't as wide as I thought it would be. So that is the short variant. I don't really like that very much. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe with the 10 cards being taken out so quickly seemed to just not really work all that well, but we just went through them so fast. And maybe part of it too was these cards were just getting thrown out. I mean, that's 10 potential turns, I suppose, or 10 things that could have been exiled that weren't. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me know if you guys have played the short variant, but we lost. And the Atlanteans are kind of more challenging to use anyway. I wasn't sure. I mean, partway through the game, I don't think I did a good job at like figuring out this is what I want to do with them. I probably should have sent more. I should have sunk more things probably. And I just had way more unrest than I like. So anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know down below what 2 civs you want to see. So like I said a long time ago, I want to make this a monthly video. So let me know what 2 civs you want to see, and we'll do them. Any 2 civs, we'll do them. But that's going to be it today. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.